Hi everyone, Tanya here. Welcome to my channel. I'm super excited for today's video. With the holidays coming up, and I know the holidays, especially Christmas for us, it's not all about Christmas presents. That's not what Christmas is about for us. But I think there is something fun about giving gifts to people and things like that. And for us, that's part of the holidays, you know, that we like to give gifts to our children and different things. But regardless of that, I just thought I would share throughout now the end of November and into December just different holiday idea videos, whether it's DIYs or money saving videos like this one today. So you guys know I recently did 5 ways to save money on gifts. Today I wanted to talk about, kind of continue that into especially children's toys, and talk about some toys that we really keep and why we have them. They're like our true toys that we love, we've kept over the years for all of our multiple children, and that we really like them. So I'm going to show you what they are, just to maybe give you idea, maybe toys that you would like to purchase. Now this is going to be a 2-part video. Today's video is going to be toys that we already have and that I would recommend as a parent, and then part 2 is going to be toys that are on our wish list for our kids, and explain why it is that I want to add these toys to our collection. So if you're interested, I hope you take the chance to subscribe before I leave so you don't miss that video, as well as others that will be coming out on my channel soon. So before I get started, I just wanted to say that kind of my motto for toys, what I kind of try to do is kind of somewhat of a Montessori method, but more just simplifying, and that's the idea that the more active the toy, the less active the child is. So if you flip that, if it's like not a very active toy, and by active I mean like buttons and music and sounds, and like it does, you know, like voices and stuff for you, the more active the child is. So if you kind of my approach to finding those toys is really finding the pieces that will last time, you know, and really be what my kids will be active and engaged in, their imagination, their learning, problem solving, etc. So let me get started. So the first thing that is one that I would recommend, and I'll try to have links down below to things that I can. This is something actually we purchased last year for my kids for Christmas, and I just kind of bought on a whim on Amazon. I wasn't sure if they would like it, and they have loved this. And it's just something we keep coming back to, and I always recommend this. It's not very expensive. It's about $15, I want to say, but it's these match and count eggs. They're in this like hard plastic carton, and essentially when you look at them, it looks just like a dozen eggs. But the cool thing is, so I'll take one out, when you open each egg, they open, so then they get to practice fine motor skills. But inside there's colors, and then I don't know if you can see, I'll try to scoot up. There's these little pegs here, and then the little holes, as well as numbers. So it'll say 9 for like the number of pegs and holes, and you have to match them together. So with each one, see there's another one, this one is 3 different colors, and I don't know what it is. I think it's just a combination of different things. It seems very simple, but my kids have loved this, and I have a 4, a 2-year-old, and a 1-year-old, and they just really like this. Like my younger one, he loves just rolling them around, and he's still trying to figure out the opening part. My older one, he's got his numbers and colors down, so he likes to do more like a matching game. I just think there's a lot of possibility. It's very open-ended play, which a lot of these things are, you will see. But I would definitely recommend this thing. Again, it seems really simple, but it's like they really enjoy this, and they ask to play with this. And sometimes I'll put it back, you know, and then take it out, and then it's like re-exciting all over again. So they just really like this. I recommend this one. The next thing that I would recommend in general are puzzles. My kids, this is one thing too, we have a lot of puzzles, and I don't mind getting more because they seem to really enjoy them. We have all different kinds of categories, just some samples. We really like the Melissa and Doug puzzles. I think we have almost like all of them. These are the sound ones. I don't know if these would make sound still. Yeah. So these are sound ones, which are really fun because they add another element to it where you can talk about the sounds they make and try to match it, not just the picture. But these are nice wooden ones too. They're really good quality. You can find a lot of these actually secondhand if you go to consignment shops, or, you know, swap with other moms. I've done that. But we have these. Another example, this is another one also, another sound one. As you can see, a lot of vehicles. I think there's a lot of categories you can find of things that kids are into. We have car and transportation because my son loves that. We have a lot of animal ones because my daughter is really into that. You know, we have dinosaurs. We also have just different shapes, colors. We learned a lot of our shapes and colors. That's how my kids learned a lot of them, and just being able to get the concepts of matching and what doesn't fit. Like for example, like they would you know, at first, like when they're learning, my son would try to put, you know, the car into the train. And it seems like a concept that's easy for us, but for little kids, you know, it's like they have to learn that to realize, like, I can't just put something into wherever and expect it to fit. So those are just really good concepts, and just in general, it's fun too. So puzzles are definitely, if you like, you can't go wrong with puzzles, especially nice quality wooden ones. I would say if you can get those, because some of the other ones we had that were more like flimsy, my kids either chew on them or they rip. And then obviously if the kids are older, you can move on to like 24-piece puzzles now. Like my 4-year-old, he's doing those now. But just puzzles in general, there's a lot of, you know, critical thinking, there's things putting together, there's a lot going on in their mind, and it's really good activity for them. Next thing I would recommend is flashcards. I know it seems silly, and I don't mean exactly just like, here, repeat after me, like for that purpose. My son, especially, I don't know if this is good for like 4 or 5-year-olds, he just loves flashcards. All my kids, like my older two, love it, but especially him. There's just something about it. He loves sorting. He likes being able to be like the teacher, and he wants to decide how he wants to put them. He plays teacher with them. He'll ask me what the words are. He'll ask me about the cards. So this is one that I got, again, at a consignment shop. We got it for $1.50, I think. And these ones are really cool because they are like the mommy animal, and then the back what the baby animal is called, and then also they are like fuzzy ones, so you can touch them. But there's just so many different flashcards. Like he loves letter flashcards, never like seasons flashcards, anything really. Is just, there's something fun about it. And he asks you guys literally every day, we have a bucket of flashcards. I want to pick a flashcard. I want to pick flashcards to play with. Every single day, you guys, I'm not kidding you. And it's so simple because they can be so cheap. You can even print your own flashcards. You can find things on Pinterest. Teachers pay teachers. You can print stuff. Like, I've done that. I've made he's very into road signs, and we didn't have road sign flashcards, so I just printed some. But like, I don't know what it is. This is like one of the best things I would recommend. Like, especially if you can find ones that are like fuzzy or something really cool. I would recommend it's a cheap gift, but seriously, don't underestimate the power of flashcards. My kid just loves them. Both of them do. Like my older two. Love it. The next toy that I would recommend is trains or railroad tracks, any kind, really doesn't matter. We have, this is technically a combination of two, but I have this, if you guys can see. It's just this wild ridge train. We got this at a silent auction at school, but basically it's just wooden train tracks and trains, and like there's little trees. And the thing with this is, what's really great about things like this, like trains, is that it's, again, that concept of open-ended play. I'm not telling them what to do. They're not, you know, having to specifically find, like, they figure it out on their own. They're figuring out how pieces fit. They're figuring out directions. Like, you know, if I put this here, it starts going left, and so. Like, they find out about creativity, like creating what goes into a town. Like my son, he's like, oh, a town needs signs for there to be, you know, safety or different things. They learn about just like movement, so many different things, and it's just being able to let them explore their environment, because that's the way the kids learn best. So it just comes with different trains, you know, bridges, little trees, all that kind of stuff. And the thing is that it's never the same each day. Like, yes, he can build a track every day, but it's different every time. And we learned a lot of skills, even like practicing patience, because he had to realize, like, because for a while he was like, why does this not go here? I want it to fit. And he was so frustrated. We had to learn and talk about how, like, this piece goes into this, and sometimes certain pieces, you know, you can't force them to go, and like all these kind of things. And it's just really fun and creative. And again, this is something that we've had for years, and will continue to keep, you know, until eventually, I guess, when they grow out of it. But it's just, they really love this. There's a lot of open-end play, and it's just so fun to, especially for play dates. There's just, it's really, I would trust it. A train set, I feel like, is really great. Next thing is just in general that I would recommend is Legos on subject, but any like Duplos, for example, for younger kids, definitely Duplos, or for bigger kids, you know, like the little Legos. But I think the same concept as the trains, there's the open-ended play concept to it, and it's just creativity. They're able to, if they want, they can follow instructions, you know, that come with the kits, or they can do what they want. And there's also that kind of like concept of, they create the city, and then they can put, you know, like little people or their figurines, or they can put their farm animals, whatever they want. They get to be kind of the creators of their world, and that's just something that you can't really mimic or teach it with like electronics or different things. That's something that children have to learn through hands-on play and development. So that's like something you can't really replicate, and that's why I really recommend those kind of things like Legos along with the train sets. And the last, I guess I have two more things. The last thing I would recommend is also a kitchen. Again, as you'll realize, a lot of the things are like life skills, I feel like, or things that they see us doing. I think that for kids that's interesting to do or to mimic what they see adults doing, and that's kind of how they learn the skills that we use as adults, right? So one of the things I really recommend is a kitchen. We got a kitchen about 3 years ago now, and again, this is like a staple. We always have it. We've changed around sometimes the different food that they have, but we have learned so many skills. Sharing, just different kinds of categories of food, the difference between fruit and vegetables, why we eat healthy, how to prepare food. They practice using the microwave. They learn between what can be refrigerated and what can't, what should be. Just so many different things. And again, it's open-ended. They can choose if they want to be a chef. Sometimes they'll pretend to be mommy cooking. Like, I noticed the resemblance. They like a lot of things they see me do, they copy in the kitchen. It's just a really good way to practice those skills that they can use then in their everyday life, like learning how to use a plate, using how to use a fork. Like my son, he would practice with my daughter, and she actually learned how to really use a plate and a spoon from playing in their play kitchen. So definitely one of those. If you do not have one, you can find some of these secondhand, but we got ours at Target from grandma a few years ago for Christmas. But really, I mean, you can find so many different ones on Amazon, you know, Target, everywhere really. But I would recommend a kitchen and some play food. Then the last thing that I recommend is baby dolls, or like anything with like little people or figurines. We have a little combination of both. We have some baby dolls. My daughter is very into babies right now. They're her babies, and she sleeps with them, she carries them, they practice rocking them. Even my son, like even my little son who's 1, he practices holding the baby, because I think they mimic, again, seeing what me and my husband do, and I think it's a really good concept. They learn, you hear them saying like, be gentle to the baby, different things like that, and it really helps. Especially if you are pregnant, a little tip I would have if you're worried about how your child would react to like a sibling or someone coming, baby doll is a really good suggestion, because they're able to practice and kind of get ready for when the real baby comes. It really helped my younger 2 when they were getting to be older siblings. That's just a helpful little tip too. But I think it's just helpful, again, to practice like those social skills of interacting with humans. Or like, for example, we practice like, if I throw my doll, like, is that a good choice, or hitting my doll. So that way they understand, and they can then transfer those skills to when they're interacting with real people, real babies. Like, we don't hit real babies, we don't throw real babies, right? But it's those helpful skills that kids really need, that they need to learn. And also, it's just fun. They love playing babies and taking care of them and being mommies and daddies. And I just think, and also I think babies are great for boys and girls. I know, thankfully it's changing, but I remember it used to always be like, when I was little, like, only girls got babies. Like, get baby dolls for your boys too. It's, you want them to learn to be good caretakers and be good daddies and help take care. You know, we all need to take care of human beings, not just mommies, right? So anyway, but I would really recommend that. Hope you guys got some good ideas for maybe for gifts for your kids or for other children. So like I said, this is part 1 of a part 2 video. So I hope you guys stay tuned for the next one, and we'll see you in my next video. Bye everyone.